Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video might sound simple, how to create your first Amazon FBA listing, but let's be honest, nothing about Amazon FBA is ever so truly so simple. So if you've ever been around the Amazon space for a while, you already know there are plenty of challenges and hoops to jump through before you see success. But don't worry, by the end of this video you'll know exactly how to set up your first listing the right way without running into common beginner mistakes. So my name is Tony, and on this channel we talk about everything related to selling on Amazon, from product research to PPC and building a long-term income online. If that's your thing, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. But let's get straight into the video. The most important thing, because so many people make this mistake, you need to create your listing before you buy any product. I'm talking about even before the sample. Even before the sample, you need to create your listing. Because what happens to a lot of people is once the inventory lands now, Amazon typically will surprise you with maybe different fees than you expected, or they might request some certifications that you didn't expect. So always create your listing before you buy any inventory to avoid any surprises. And the main surprise for some of you might not be doing gated categories. So I've got examples here. So toys, supplements, food, electronics, all of those are gated. And these are the common things that they will ask for once you create your listing. So that's why I'm telling you now, create your listing before you buy any inventory. So for toys, they might ask you for a DOC, which is Declaration of Conformity, and then a safety test report. For supplements, they'll ask for the product label, the certification of analysis, and sometimes the good manufacturing practices, the GMP certification. And for food, the ingredients list expiry, and then you need an approved manufacturer. And also in there's certain cases where even if you have all of these, for some of you, if you're a new seller, for some of you there's a possibility that you aren't able to sell in that category also. That's why I'm telling you to create the listing first, because if you have a fresh account, there's certain categories, regardless if you have the documentations for it, they won't allow you to sell in those categories. So that's why I'm telling you. That's what I can't stress this enough, but that's the main warning. But now we've got over the good news. Now let's get into the rest. So before you create your listing, you're going to need the prerequisites. So you're going to need a registered company. Very simple to do. You're either a sole trader or a limited company. You're going to need a business bank account. You can use, if you just want to get started quick, you can use one of those fintech banks like Monzo, Starling, Tide, World First, Revolut, Wise. You can use any of those ones. Then you also need to register on Amazon and have a professional seller account, not an individual plan, the professional one. The difference between the two is one will charge you a fee per an item sold, and the professional one will charge you a monthly fee of just like £25 or £35. Realistically, you won't even see it. It's not that. Next step, you need to access your Seller Central dashboard, and I'm going to show you right now. At this point now, you should have your account set up. So once your account is set up, you go to the dashboard and you press Add Products. Once you press Add Products, you should be brought onto this screen. Once you're brought onto the screen, just type in some random words. Just a random words. Press Enter. Then listing not found. Press Create a new listing. Then let it load. And the reason why we have to create a new listing and we're not going on to an existing listing and selling our products there, the reason for that is so we have full control over our images, branding, and keywords. However, if we was to doing online arbitrage or wholesale, then we would go and sell on an existing listing. But we're not doing that. We're having full control over our own brand, and we're going to create our own product. So here we go. So what we do here, we simply enter the title name. So the example I used in the previous video was the coffee mugs. So let's use coffee mugs again. So coffee mugs is the item name. I don't like to use the AI because the AI, as of creating this video, is not that good. So I would rather just do it myself. Product type here. So we can confirm at this stage, but what we're going to do when we get to the next page, I'll show you what to do. So another very important thing that gets overlooked is having your product in the right category. if you have your products in the right category, Amazon will reward you for it. So if you, let's say, so if you're selling mugs like here, if you're selling coffee mugs and you have it in insulated mugs, you will absolutely lose sales because your click-through rate and all your conversion rate will go down, and therefore Amazon will push you less. Amazon will push you less in the organically, and you have to spend more on ads, which will increase your ACOS. So this is the way to make sure that you're in the right category. So what you can do is you need to install Helium 10. Once you have installed Helium 10, if you search up mugs, so our product that we're selling right here is coffee mugs. So what we can do here is we can see, so look, there's insulated cups and mugs. There's, what's this? Filtration. Insulated cups and mugs, but that's not our product. Mug sets, coffee cups. Okay, these are looking similar to ours. So we know that we have even needs to be in coffee cups and mug sets, but let's look a little bit more. What's this one? Coffee cups. Okay, that actually looks similar to what we actually were selling. And it's number 1, so that's probably, yeah, so I'd actually go with this category. So then this category is coffee cups. So what we go back over here. So there's a lot. There's the recommended browser nodes, and there's the product type. We need to press the product type and press edit. Press confirm. Then what was it again? It was coffee cups. Here we simply search for coffee cups. Now, majority of the time, this is not going to happen for you. But in this rare scenario, I'm going to explain this. So what will happen is, if you search up your keyword a lot, so 26 matches just came up. 26 matches have just been found. So you need to look carefully to make sure it's the exact one that we just looked at. So we'll go back real quick. We're noticing home and kitchen and it's coffee cups. So we go back in. So for example, business industry, so no, it's not that one. Home and kitchen, tea, so it's not that one. Coffee cups. So it is this, but it's in business industry, so it's not this one. Drinking cup, not that one. Home and kitchen, coffee cups, okay. So it's most likely this one, but let's just double check and see if we other ones. Cups and mugs, cups and mugs, cups and mugs. Quickly just scroll through. So no, it's not none of these. So it's between these two. So coffee cups, home and kitchen, both home and kitchen. So between one of these two. So cooking and dining, same, tableware, dishware and serving pieces, or glassware. Our one was glassware, so it would be this one. So we press that one. Now I'm about to show you another tip that I like to do. So what I like to do is, when I'm creating a listing, so you'll see 3 attributes over here on the left. It says required, recommended, and all attributes. What I like to do is press required. Now it will decrease all of these, because later down the line we'll optimize it anyways later down the line. So what I like to do is I press required and enter in the details that are mandatory. And I'll come back to the listing and make the edits that I will need to do to optimize this listing. Majority of you, if you're doing like a generic product like a coffee mug right now, UPC exemption has been approved and you have this. Now, however, if some of you are doing gated categories, I'll show you, stay tuned, I'll show you exactly what to do. So if you're doing like supplements, toys and stuff like that, there's a high chance your UPC exemption won't be approved. So I'll show you after this. So acknowledge. What you do is you just fill in all these details. So product description, enter your descriptions, bullet points. So this is how you do it. Enter your bullet points, add more, add more. So that's the first bullet point, second bullet point, third bullet point. Add your images, enter in all the details over here. Offer. Press Amazon will dispatch to remove these boxes. So once you fill in all of these fields on all of these pages or these tabs, you can now press submit and it will go through. I haven't filled it in, so it's not going to go through. Okay, so let's go back to here. So you filled out all the listing details. You set up the offer on the offer section. So what you did is you pressed Amazon will dispatch. You filled in that page. You've added your images, description and key features, backend search term, and listing created. Now, what I want to show you is if you couldn't, because we chose coffee mugs, which is a generic product. How do we have chosen toys, supplements, or food? What to do? So what we need to do is we would have to have our own GS1 barcode. Now, the big mistake a lot of people make is they go and get second-hand ones. So GS1 will be on the first page. Now, if you scroll down, you will see that there's these they're resellers essentially. So you won't actually own. So think of a barcode like a number plate. It's probably the best way to explain it. So your barcode is similar to your license plate on a car. If you go and get a second-hand barcode, it's very, very risky, especially when Amazon is very, very strict. So it's very, very risky. It's not even that expensive. Just go into GS1 UK and buy from the main source. Don't go and buy these second-hand ones. I promise you, it's not worth the stress. Trust me. Okay, so now when you go into the GS1 UK, you simply press get a barcode, get started. Now there's options here. For business with annual turnover up to 100,000, for business up to with an annual turnover between 100,000 and 500,000, and £500,000 upwards. See, that's what I'm saying. £50 for a year, you get 10 barcodes. So there's a miss. So let me explain it real quick. 10 units to sell. It means you have 10 products you can sell. So for example, let's say you sell toothbrushes. That's one barcode. You can sell unlimited amount of toothbrushes. Let's say you have one product that's toothpaste. You can sell unlimited amount of toothpaste with the barcodes. Now let's say you have shower gel. You can sell unlimited amount of that. But you can only have 10 individual products. So 10 individual products like toothpaste, toothbrush, shower gel. However, you can sell unlimited amount with these barcodes. And the price is simply only £50 per year. Now, there is resellers, but it's not worth it. I promise you. I've been through it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. Just simply pay the £50 per year and you can sell 10 different products. Unlimited amount. So once you bought your barcodes, you simply go to UPC/EAN and GTIN, and you simply put your barcode number into here. I was exempt because I'm selling coffee mugs, which is a generic product. But for you, if you're doing a gated category, you simply put your barcode in here, and then because for you want to be approved to the year, and that's it. You've officially created your first Amazon FBA listing. It's not as simple as it sounds, but once you've done it once, I promise you, the second time you do it is very, very straightforward and very, very simple. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, drop a thumbs up, and also check out the description also because I have links down below that will save you money.